What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I am No Spoon, and today I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about what manifestation really is, because everybody thinks that manifestation is a magic trick or something that you go hide away in your room and do a little ritual and do a little whatever, and then you get this thing in the 3D. And I'm here to tell you that that's not it at all. Okay? What manifestation is what you're doing every single day, 24 hours a day. See, the fact that you have 5 senses and you are able to perceive your reality through all of these senses. So take vision, for example. If you couldn't see, whatever should be visible to you would not exist. If you couldn't hear, you wouldn't be able to hear the sound of the crumbling paper, of the dishwasher, of any sort of sound. It wouldn't exist to you. So the fact that you are able to perceive reality through all of these means that you are actually creating your reality. You quite literally are the creator of your reality. This saying that's like, if a tree falls in the woods and nobody's around to hear it, does it make a sound? The answer is no, because it takes a human ear to be able to perceive the sound. So the sound would not exist. The vibrations would exist, but it being translated into sound takes a human ear, or a recorder, which is a mechanical ear, basically. So you are quite literally the creator of your reality. So manifestation is not something that you go away and do and perform this act. You are doing it 24 hours a day without even realizing it. So step 1 to this whole conscious creation, manifestation thing, whatever you want to call it, is becoming aware. Becoming aware of the thoughts that you think, what you perceive, how you describe things, what other people are doing, realizing that they're doing the same exact thing every single day with the same attitude and the same vibe and the same perception, expecting a different outcome. And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But once you become aware to all of this, see, you are one of the lucky ones who has stumbled upon this and realized that there is something greater at play here. So become aware of what you are thinking and change it all into your favor, right? Stop needing a reason to feel a certain way. Feel a certain way, however you want to feel, because you are able to do it. Stop needing a reason. That's what chases your manifestation away. If there was a book on how to repel your manifestation, this would be number 1 right here. Needing something outside of you to change the way that you feel internally. That's number 1 right there. And that could be the entire book. See, when you can feel happy, when you can feel gratitude, when you can feel joy, when you can perceive something as good without needing to see it, without it needing to happen for you to feel that way internally, that's when you've won. That is true freedom right there. That is true fulfillment. Being fulfilled because that is your natural state as consciousness. Consciousness is everything. Consciousness is connected to everything. You are consciousness. So if you are needing something to happen to determine how you feel internally, you are saying, I don't have this thing. I am separate from this thing, and I need it to complete me. I need it to fulfill me internally. And that's the number 1 thing that will repel your manifestation right there. Plain and simple. So realize that you are connected to everything and you have everything. The only thing that needs to shift is your perspective. That's it. All you need to do is realize that you have it now, that all we have is the now moment. Everything is connected. There is no separation whatsoever. All you need to do is shift in consciousness to the version of you that already has it. And that's it, right there. So stop relying on something outside of you to determine your fulfillment, or let things shake you and get you emotionally spiraled. We remain the same. See, what we are doing here on this channel is we are creating the superior identity of how we perceive everything in the world, how we perceive everything about ourselves in relation to the world, how we perceive the things that we have, the things that we have in consciousness and want to bring about in the 3D. We are placing good meaning on everything. So this is how I would do it, basically. This is how I do it every single day. So I'm going about my day, I wake up, and from the moment that I wake up, since I am going to be in my head anyway, and be thinking all of these thoughts, I have already trained myself to expect the best and describe the best in every single situation, no matter how it looks outside to me. I never express anything against my favor. I haven't done it in probably a year, and life has changed dramatically because of it. I used to say the worst things about myself, expect the worst thing around every single corner, never think that it was going to work out for me, blah, 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 blah. I was the person who, of course, all this bullshit's happening to me. What else is new? The shit hit the fan. Of course, I'm just waiting for the shit to hit the fan because it always does. You see, this stuff, this is the identity of you. And reality is manifesting, is presenting, is reflecting the identity of you. So if you are the person who constantly thinks that shit never works out for them, or of course your sports team's not going to win, or of course you're not going to get that pay raise or the pay that you feel like you deserve, or of course this person's going to be an asshole, or of course there's traffic on the way home because I've had such a shitty day. What else is new? Of course, it's been such a shitty day, so why wouldn't there be traffic? You're doing all of this. But that's step one of becoming aware. You're doing all of this. You are basically speaking to reality, narrating and saying, well, the reality of it is this is how it actually really goes. And you know, usually by 4 p.m., this is how everything really usually goes. And this person shows up and they're an asshole. And then I go home and I'm always stuck in traffic on Fridays. I'm always stuck in traffic on. You see what you're doing? You are have so much faith and so much conviction in this story because you have seen it before and experienced it before. So you go, it's always like this way. It's always like this way. I'm always the identity who experiences it. That's who I am. That's just me, of course. And you get just that over and over. But people don't understand that they are literally narrating their entire life. They're narrating their entire life right in front of everybody. So becoming consciously creating is not some magic trick. It's realizing that you've been telling the most bullshit story about yourself and everything and everyone around you, and you've gotten just that. And then you go, why me? Why is this happening to me? Well, because you narrated it. You curated it. It came from you. But the great thing is you can just stop on a dime. You can become aware of this fact and you can change the story in your perception. It doesn't matter what you see outside because there is zero built-in meaning to reality. It's up to you to give the meaning. So if somebody cuts you off in traffic, you could literally say anything in your favor. You can replay it in your head differently. Oh, that person was so pleasant. Or, oh man, that person, give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're like really in a hurry, you know? Stop letting your emotions be generated and start spiraling from this outside thing that you have perceived. Because then the bullshit starts from there. And then it carries over into other things. And this is why I really hone in on self-concept, because when you are the identity who experiences greatness in every single area of your life, then all of your little desires that you think you want fall into place. They fall into place because you're the identity who it is normal to experience these things, to experience greatness, experience the best, always have it work out for. So if you have a business that you want to grow, instead of affirming 100 times business is booming, I make $5,000 a day, I make $5,000 a day, I make $5,000 a day. Hype yourself up in every area of your life. Whenever the topic of your body comes together, I have the ideal body. I have my ideal body. I'm about to get the greatest workout of my life. Whenever you're going to dinner, this is about to be the greatest dinner of my whole life. I'm about to get top tier service. Whenever money comes to mind, When it just comes to mind, I'm not saying hone in and focus on this. Whenever it comes to mind, just like anything else in your day comes up, whenever you think about the money situation, your mind immediately goes, oh, I don't have enough. Oh, how am I going to pay this bill? We're going to flip that immediate reaction in the other direction for us for every single subject. We're going to say, oh, good, I always have more than enough. Business is booming. Boom, move on with your day. Don't hone in and think business is booming. Business is booming. I need to overintend. I need to send the signal out, the message out over and over again because I think that's going to give it more power because I feel like God didn't hear me, which is insane. All you have to do is say it once. All you have to do is claim it once and then be present. And the more that you work on this and the more that you create a self-concept that experiences nothing but greatness, then it will just be normal to experience these things. Whenever the topic of your SP comes up, you're just gonna be like, oh yeah, they're in love with me. Yeah, of course. Why? Because you have the self-concept that says, I'm always chosen. I'm incredibly attractive. I'm extremely confident. I have my ideal body. I'm killing it. Business is booming. Like, self-concept is the reason as to why you would experience these things. So instead of sitting there and affirming for your SP 1,000 times that SP is in love with me, SP is in love with me, SP is in love with me, but then you go out and you have a little social situation out with your friends, and then you encounter like an awkward situation with somebody, like an awkward conversation. Well, then, you're letting these things define you. Oh shit, I just had an awkward conversation. Maybe I'm not a confident person. Maybe I don't have the right thing to say. And then that carries over into your SP loves me desire. Of course your SP is going to run away because you're not the person who is always chosen. You're not the person who should be chosen or who values himself or is confident because you had this situation over here. So I'm saying no chinks in the armor. Make everything airtight in every single area of your life. Like all the way down to it. Nothing is off limits. Everything is in our favor. At first, you're going to be like, I'm just telling myself these things and I don't feel any emotions. But like I've said in previous videos, just give yourself the identity. Just express your favor in every single thing, whether it be thought or deed or word or whatever you do. Give yourself the best meaning. Give your situation the greatest meaning. And you start building this bulletproof identity that always experiences greatness. There's so much confusion in the manifestation community. And I'm really, really here to clear all of this up because I've been on this journey for a very long time and I've found probably every coach that there is. And I've taken courses and I've done the whole thing. Every single technique that you've ever found, I've done it, I promise you. And nothing works better than just claiming it to be something and giving giving favor to every single thing in your life. When you're going about your day, you want to be present because that's where the manifestation happens. You want to be present. But whenever you do get in your head and you think of the topic of your confidence, immediately describe it as, I'm the most confident person I've ever met in my whole life, and keep it moving. Whenever your body comes up to mind, haven't hit the gym a little bit, whatever, you're not really liking your body, the body comes to mind, I am completely chiseled and jacked, and I have my ideal body. Slowly but surely, the more you tell yourself that, the more natural urge you will get to want to go to the gym, to start eating correctly. Certain foods won't taste the same as they used to. Like, when you start becoming an identity, all of these things will be added onto you. All of these habits of wanting to work out. Maybe you'll get an idea for a business when you're saying business is booming, but you don't have a business yet. Whenever the topic of money comes up, yeah, I always have more than enough. I'm incredibly abundant. I have so much freaking money, it's not even funny. You start saying these things. You start saying, good thing I always have more than enough money. You might get an idea for a business. Like, this is how this shit works. It might fall out of the sky. Who knows? Like, you never know how it's going to happen. All you have to do is become the identity who already has it, who already would experience those things. And that's just how this shit works. Reality will just reflect the new identity. because there are infinite realities. There are infinite yous, infinite possibilities, and everything is now. All of these realities side by side existing. All you are doing is shifting in consciousness to each one, to the identity who you are most familiar with. So at first, we're going to have to kind of go against a little bit of familiarity and a little bit of programming, but that's where the awareness comes in. Catch yourself. Oh, I just described something horribly and against my favor. Actually, no, it's this way. That means I'm winning. I just saw that's because I'm winning. That's because that means I'm getting more money right now. Like whenever I have like a sickness or something, and like, let's just say I have like a fever or something, and I'm really feeling the pain, I'm like, that just means I'm getting healthier and healthier. Or I just tell myself, I've never felt better in my life. I feel amazing. Why? Because that feeling of a fever does not automatically mean that I have to assign, ouch, this hurts, I must be doing terrible. I'm just narrating the old story once again. I want something new to happen. I have to start narrating something before I see it, before I feel it, before I perceive it or experience it. Right? Hope this is making sense. Actually, no. I know this is making sense. I know you're absorbing it. Because that's what I told myself whenever I made this YouTube channel. Everyone's going to absorb it. Everyone's going to find results from it, and they're going to resonate with it. And that's it. That's it. So no. Do not think. Do not hope. Do not believe. Know. Knowing is what manifests. Knowing is what you experience. Just the same way you gave yourself bullshit for so many years. I know this is going to happen because this is who I am, because this always happens to me. Know it in the other direction. And life is going to be just fine. And it's going to feel like a little video game for you. All right? You can thank me later. I love you all so much. This is No Spoon, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.